Happy New Year. Welcome to 2013. But before we move ahead, let's put a bow on 2012. And what a way to close out 2012 as nearly 8,300 players came out for the Sunday Million. Prize pool of $1.65 million. This is a look at our final 9. Anti-Gia was our chip leader at the start. Mr. Bean, our short stack, but Mr. Bean makes a move. He currently is in 6th place. Flavorous 8-8, our chip leader, as we pick up the action at hand 18. Welcome to the Sunday Million Highlight Show. I'm David Tuckman. Blinds are 200,000, 400,000. Germany with a strong showing in the Sunday Million, as 3 players from Germany made the final table. Obina 9. With about 11 big blinds. You might see a shove here. Nope, he's going to pick a better spot. But I can bet bottom dollar that Anti-Gia is going to raise, and there's the raise. Anti-Gia is in a tough spot with a ton of chips, but Flavorous 8-8 right behind him to his left. And there's the 3-bet. So you get a raise from Anti-Gia, a 3-bet from Flavorous. Yukon gets out of the way. And I suspect everybody at this table is happy to see the chip leaders battle it out. Let them go toe-to-toe. And who knows, maybe I'll climb the pay ladder in the interim. Wow, Anti-Gia moves all in. Are you kidding me? There must be some history with these guys. These players must be going at it. We get a raise with the ace-queen, a 3-bet, and then Anti-Gia says, forget it, I'm all in. And you're talking about a huge pay discrepancy. That's a big risk that Flavorous didn't wake up with a big hand. You kind of have to guess that these players have been going at it, and there's some history there. After pub with 6s. Blinds are now 250,000, 500,000. After pub with about 11 big blinds. He's going to stick it in there. I don't see anybody calling him until it gets to the big blind. And unfortunately for after pub, Flavorous is almost definitely going to call with an overpair. Action on Flavorous, 8-8. Flavorous, by the way, from Brazil. There's the call. Pocket 8s against pocket 6s, and you can see after pub, way behind and at risk. Our first German player at risk. Unless, of course, he can spike a 6, and there it is. A set of 6s. After pub, in great shape to double up. 2 black 10s left in the deck. Neither one hits the river. And after pub is up to nearly 12 million chips. Flavorous down to 11.2 million chips. And one player at this table that has to be happy with that is Anti-Gia AA. Significantly easier to play if the player to your left doesn't have you covered. Especially when that player is somewhat aggressive. Rumitz check. Going to raise with ace-queen. Mr. Bean's not going to call. Akis 1990 is not going to call. But Obina 9 could shove here with 9s. Really no fold equity when you shove with 9s. So you're essentially sticking it in knowing you're going to get called. But 9s are just... I think 9s are just too good not to go all in with. And Obina 9 does just that. Moves all in with the 9s. Flavorous, not going to call. Rumitz check, almost definitely going to make the call, though. And Obina 9 is at risk with the 9s. Pot is just under 8 million chips. 7 high flop. So far, so good. Still good. An ace or a queen on the river will eliminate Obina 9. But the 8 of clubs is not going to do it. And Obina 9 doubles up. Rumitz check back down to 3.1 million chips. He is our short stack. I mentioned the pay discrepancy earlier on. First place, $243,000. And if you can just survive till third or fourth, you're talking about six figures. While ninth place is only, and obviously it's still a lot of money, but only $12,800. All these players have to be very aware of that. Kind of a fine line between going for the win and being aggressive, but also being mindful of the pay jumps. Rumicek moves all in. You can't blame him. 22 Tinga, gonna make the call, obviously. Actually makes the call here with ace-king. And Rumicek, well, the ace-queen was no good for him, and now he is way behind with the ace-jack. You can see about a 3-1 dog. But there's the jack. Jack 8-6, 2 diamonds out there. Rumicek in good shape to double up now. And this would absolutely cripple 22 Tinga. Deuce of hearts on the river. Rumicek doubles up. And 22 Tinga all but out the door. Can he make a comeback? Stick with us and find out.
We are competition. Aggression. Calculating. We are trapped. Fighting back. We are heroes. We are poker.
We are poker indeed. Welcome back to the Sunday Million. Hand 47, 22 Tinga, down to 27,000 chips. Literally has an ante. Can he make a comeback? No. As we jump ahead to hand 55, 22 Tinga is gone. We are 8-handed. Mr. Bean, our short stack. Anti-Gia, our chip leader. Blinds are now 300,000, 600,000. Flavorous 8-8. It's about 13 big blinds. He's going to raise. Effective stack somewhat small. The structure in this tournament is great, but normally 56 hands into the final table, we're down to 5 or 6 players. Here we still have 8. Mr. Bean with the 5s. Just not deep enough to call for set value. But Mr. Bean is going to make the call at a position that's a tough hand to play. See how he does it. Pot is 3.5 million chips. Jack 9-8. Rainbow. Mr. Bean's still ahead, but he's out of position. And how does he know this? Well, he's going to put a small little feeler bet out there, 1.2 million. Flavorous, going to float. Turns an 8. Mr. Bean cannot pull the trigger. He can't fire that second bullet. And the funny thing is when he leads out there, it looks like he has a hand like 9-10, 8-10, something along those lines. At least to me it does. And obviously a second bullet would have gotten it done. But Flavors is going to check it back. Probably thinking he has showdown value and he can't get a pair to fold. Little does he know that Mr. Bean's got an underpair. River changes nothing. Action on Mr. Bean. He's going to bet. And you see a lot of players bet here. It's not a value bet. It's not a bluff. It's kind of, I don't know what to do, so I'll just put a blocker bet out there. And he gets called by worse. Wow, Mr. Bean gets value. And you've got to imagine that Flavorous 8-8 put his opponent on ace 10, maybe king 10, and his ace queen was good. Very strange way for Mr. Bean to actually win what ended up being a pretty big pot. And he's up to 12.1 million. Flavorous down to 4.3 million. As we scan these hands, look at the blinds. Oh, talk about a cooler. Talk about a cooler. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Obina 9 should go broke in this hand 100 out of 100 times. And you just have to chalk it up to bad luck. Let's see if Obina 9 slow plays it. Tries to trap his opponent. Puts out a small little raise. Trying to get his opponent to bite. Anti-Gia is going to play his aces slow. Try to trap his opponent. And I was going to say, unless some sort of really strange flop comes out, I can't imagine either player getting away from this one ever. Obina 9 with the continuation bet, 1.8 million. Anti-Gia still just going to call. Obina 9 moves all in. And Anti-Gia obviously not going to go anywhere. Just bad luck for Obina 9. The Brazilian needs a king on the river. And actually a little bit of salt on the wounds is an ace. Anti-Gia with a set of aces eliminating Obina 9 in 8th place. The Brazilian takes home $18,242. And we are finally down to 7 players. Hand 72. Blinds are now 400,000, 800,000. And at this point, a lot of this tournament is going to come down to luck. A lot of these hands are going to play themselves. Rumacek with ace-queen. Obvious standard spot where he's going to shove all in with only 5.2 million chips. And he walks into Akis's kings. And you just see kings against ace-queen. And unless Rumacek gets lucky, we are going to lose our second German. Pot is 12.2 million chips. You can see Rumacek, pretty big dog, but still with 28% equity. Not anymore, though. He needs running cards. And that is going to do it for him. He needed running cards to make a straight. Set of kings here for Akis 1990, eliminating Rumacek in 7th place. Rumacek takes home $33,168. 6 players remain. Blinds are still 400,000, 800,000. I don't usually make a deal. And the reason being is I think if you can correctly play a short stack, you'll have an edge over most of your opponents, as well as if you can correctly identify which players are more concerned with climbing the pay ladder than actually winning. You can also put pressure on those guys, especially if you're the chip leader or one of the chip leaders. Akis is going to raise to 1.7 million. Anti-Gia puts pressure on Akis by moving all in, saying, hey, if you want to play, it's for your tournament life. But in a case like this, where the effective stacks are so short, I might consider a deal, especially if I'm not the chip leader. Anti-Gia is going to win that one. He is up over 31 million chips. Doing a great job here at the Sunday Million.
We are 10,000 people in Brazil, holding our breath. We are alone. Hunters. Hunted. We are committed. We are all in. We are poker.
Welcome back to the Sunday Million. 6 players remain. Hand 73, this is what it looked like. Anti-Gia running away with it with nearly 32 million chips. After pub, our short stack. Mr. Bean's going to make a slight move upwards. But with the blinds so high, really anything can happen in this tournament. Anti-Gia now up to over 34 million chips. Blind still 400,000, 800,000. See a couple of ace-kings here. And you certainly expect these players to get it in. These players with only about 17, 18 big blinds. Yukon 2000 should fold here. And he does. After pub, not going to play. Expect Mr. Bean to shove all in. And expect Akis 1990 to call. And this is literally 50-50. Mr. Bean has diamonds covered. Akis 1990 has clubs covered. And to my surprise, Mr. Bean only calls. Flop of 8-7-7, 2 hearts out there. I'm shocked with only 17 or so big blinds to play ace-king in this manner. And now Mr. Bean is going to lead out. We saw him do it earlier on with a hand that he wasn't really comfortable with. And Akis 1990 just folds. Very strange way to play the hand, but effective for Mr. Bean 122. As he's up to 17.4 million, Akis down to 10.8 million. I certainly expected Mr. Bean to move all in, and certainly expected Akis 1990 to call. That was the standard play. That would have been the conventional way to play the hand. But Mr. Bean 122 from Austria, proving that he is anything but conventional. He's going to raise. And he raises like 4x on the button with ace-queen. And Anti-Gia wakes up with kings. I'm beginning to think that Mr. Bean 122 might not have a ton of poker experience. I could be wrong here. It just could be some huge level. Anti-Gia all in. Back over to Mr. Bean 122. Remember, he raised 4x pre-flop. Anti-Gia moves all in. Mr. Bean 122 calls off with the ace-queen. He's way behind. And still behind. Mr. Bean 122 from Austria needs an ace on the river. And that, my friends, is not an ace. A set of kings for Anti-Gia. And Mr. Bean 122 is out the door. From Austria, he'll take home nearly $50,000. And for Anti-Gia, he has an absolutely monstrous lead. With nearly 54 million chips, he has about a 2-to-1 chip advantage over the entire table. After pub, all in. Once again, no deal has been made. Flavorous. Going to move all in over the top. That's going to get rid of Yukon's ace. After pub, a 2-to-1 dog and at risk. And there's the king. After pub, in really bad shape, now drawing dead. After pub will be gone in 5th place. And the last of the Germans have fallen. He'll take home $66,336. 4 players remain. 1 from Cyprus, 1 from Switzerland, 1 Brazilian, and 1 Latvian. Blinds are now 500,000, 1 million. Anti-Gia, AA, going to keep the pressure on his opponents. He's got a pocket pair. Akis 1990 might call here with the ace-10. It is for his tournament life, but he figures this is as good a spot as any. He makes the call. Pretty much a coin flip. Akis 1990 slightly behind and at risk. Well, he's open-ended. A 6, a 10, a jack, or an ace will do it for him. 3 of spades, no help. The river, a 6, a 10, an ace, or a jack would have helped Akis 1990. A king does nothing for him. And Akis 1990 from Latvia is gone in 4th place, nearly $83,000 richer. 3 players remain. We had very little movement at this final table, the first 50 or so hands. But in the last 35 hands, the players have been falling fast and furious. Anti-Gia moves all in on the button. Flavorus obviously going to make the call with aces. And Flavorus 8-8 in great shape. And if Flavorus wins this pot, he can start making some noise. This is a 21 million chip pot. Nothing there for Anti-Gia yet. Pair of jacks now. And running jacks. Ouch. Well, that's a tough way to go out if you're Flavorus 8-8. You pick up aces 3-handed, but they're no good against the jack 8 of Anti-Gia. And Flavorus, the Brazilian, will take home 6 figures, $124,000, and we're heads up. Anti-Gia AA against Yukon 2000. And talk about a David versus Goliath battle. Yukon 2000, a 2-1 favorite in this hand. But he's going to have to win about 7 of these to get back in it. 10, 8, 7 rainbow. King high still good. And the king high is no longer good. A 4 on the river, and that's it. Yukon 2000, our runner-up from Switzerland, takes home $178,000. And what was a tremendous performance, Anti-Gia AA takes home the title. Once again, no deal was made, and he earns himself nearly $250,000. He came to the final table as the chip leader, briefly lost it, but then regained it and ran away with this. Anti-Gia AA, our Sunday Million winner, the last one of 2012. Here at PokerStars, we wish you health, prosperity, and good luck in 2013. Happy New Year. Until next time, I'm David Tuckman. Reach for the stars.